So you see how in the scriptures we always get told that we need to endure well, and just endure and strive to become like the Savior. So I will ask you, after so many years living on this earth, how have you been able to endure through your trials and stay faithful?
I feel that the Lord never intends you to do more than you reasonably can. He expects us to do the best with what resources we have. We have to be confident that He'll forgive us, but we have to try our very best to use what intelligence and what resources He's given us to make our own decisions. We can pray, we can ask the Lord to make us feel comfortable about the decisions we've made, but the thing that's so difficult for all of us is to realize that even the brethren, the 12, the first presidency, they're all working out their own salvation just like we are. And they're making mistakes just like we are. Not as often, maybe not as bad, but they're still proving themselves that they can pass the test that we have to face here on this earth. They've got the same problems. We've had several general authorities excommunicated in the history of our church. And all three witnesses of the Book of Mormon left the church. Even the fact that they saw the angel, held the plates, and they never denied that. I mean, they always maintained their testimony, but it didn't keep them in the church. We've got a constant test going on, and we have to be strong enough to face it and understanding enough to be patient and to be able, like Henry Eyring, the great scientist, Mormon scientist, always said. He said, we have an eternity to live. When we're resurrected, and this is the great comfort to all of us. When we're resurrected, what did Alma say about the kind of bodies we will have? Do you remember?
Perfected.
They'll be perfect. We will have perfect bodies, which we can infer will mean our brains will be operating. We can think. We're not going to be hindered by cancer and any other impediment. Our bodies will be indestructible. We don't have to worry about death. We don't have to worry about injury. That's a utopia, isn't it? Isn't that wonderful? And what we will be pushing for is perfect progress. That sounds like an oxymoron, but it isn't, because it means that we are learning without interruption. We are moving up in our ability to serve the kingdom without obstacles in our paths. If we keep them out, we will have the power to avoid them. But we won't. But the thing that we might not do is move with the speed that we could move, because it's going to take a lot of willpower on our part to keep focused on the opportunities that are available to us with the resources we have to meet them. And I feel good about his philosophy. When the brethren, during the senior part of his life, when the brethren were ever asked to provide a speaker for a scientific meeting that was being held in Utah or anywhere else in the country, they always ask Brother Hiring to give the talk. I don't think they wanted to risk being blamed for a doctrine that they didn't fully understand themselves. Because he was a great scientist. He would have been a Nobel scientist if he hadn't been a Mormon. But that concept that we've got this beautiful opportunity to move ahead without impediment has a lot of possibilities. I can see me working with your grandma and bringing ourselves to some kind of what should I say, point where we're essentially the same in our progress, so that in being resources for each other, we can progress together and learn together, and we can be influential in our families, just like this meeting here tonight. We have that great, happy opportunity to be that close to the family and to share a common level of knowledge and progress as we try to make ourselves more useful to our Father in heaven. There's a lot more to be said there, and I don't know whether I'm making any sense or not, but that means a lot to me.